Didn't we have fun yesterday? We did, didn't we? Yeah, it was good. Oh! Hello, what are you doing up there? Anyway, so it's been 6 months since the last video, so I suppose we should do an update, and then maybe in another 6 months we'll do another video and we'll see how long we can keep that going. I guess first we'll do a little recap to introduce the car and where this project started and where it's going. Then I'll talk a little bit about the, starting to sound like I'm doing a presentation for work or something. I'll talk about what we've just been doing with the engine to get the engine working again. I did film some of it, but I don't know what I'm doing, and it just looked like an amateur who didn't know what they were doing. So I'll just tell you what I did. And then we'll show you the first start that we did yesterday. So she fired up brilliantly, I thought. I was amazed. British Leyland, you know, the engines were good. These A-series, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, alright, so recap. What is this car? Austin Allegro, estate, very rare. It's Swedish export as well, so very, very, very rare. It's got headlight wipers, which are in a box at the moment. It also has weird brakes, so the rear drum brakes on it are, I don't even know if they're British Leyland or not, but apparently the Swedish ones had different rear brakes. Doesn't seem to be anything to do with BL, they're more like Ford brakes of the time. So that was interesting. She was built in 1976. She left Longbridge on the 13th of May 1976. She was sold pretty much straight away in Sweden, so first registered over the summer sometime. I'll put the exact date down at the bottom if I remember. And then she did 122,000 kilometers, so that's about 70-odd thousand miles, until 1989. So 13 years, pretty good constant use by the looks of it, in harsh conditions. You know, this is like halfway up Sweden, so it's proper nasty in the winter. And then what happened? Well, it looks like she failed a vehicle inspection. That's what it seems like. And she was never on the road since. So she's gone from owner to owner over the years. I'm the 17th owner of this car. But it looks like nothing much really happened. It's been outdoors for some of that time, so there is some rot. Initially I was a bit panicky about that, but it's not that bad. Someone's had a look at it. It can be fixed. It will be fixed. And the things were just kind of really just getting rusty and solid, and I think I got it just at the last moment, really, before it started to become, you know, maybe this is a spares car, or worse, because not much demand for Allegro spares in Poland. And here we are. So I guess I'll just walk you through what we've done to get the engine going again. Alrighty, so here is your BMC or British Leyland A-series engine, 1275. Yeah, so I had to kind of fit this perfectly time correct aluminium exhaust yesterday, because we had a bit of a issue with the actual exhaust, which is now in 3 pieces, I believe. Yeah, 3 pieces. I was basically moving it on the drive, and it all came off, and it became wedged very firmly, and there was no alternative. It's knackered anyway, doesn't matter. So anyway, that explains the Mad Max. Well, when I got this car, the engine wouldn't turn. You know, it was locked pretty solid, as were all the hydraulics, by the way. This is actually a brand new Land Rover clutch pump. So I'm going to try the Land Rover clutch pump conversion on it later. Not now, later. I'm already diverging, aren't I? Engine. Let's just talk about the engine. So the cylinder head came off, and it was just really quite nasty, lots of rust in it and lots of dirt and God knows what, but it all cleaned up pretty nicely. The valves were knackered. I had to bash most of them out with a hammer. They were so fused in there or rusted in or whatever it was. But we got new valves, ground them in, really nice job, if I may say so myself. And oh yeah, then I found that the push rods were actually bent. So that's a pretty good sign that someone's, you know, tried to free the engine, and probably in the recent past, and with the valves being so kind of locked solid, it's just bent the bloody rods. But I got new rods. Great thing about these engines is you can just get the spares quite easily. So supplier of choice there, mini spares, well done. So basically the bottom end was okay though. I mean, I think even the clutch is engaging and disengaging. So I didn't touch the bottom end at all, just rebuilt the top part and new alternator on, gave it an oil change. It held its oil for the first 2 weeks and I was really quite surprised, you know, with it being an A series. But yeah, she started to dribble a little bit, which is to be expected. New coil, new distributor. Starter motor's original. Starter motor was in great shape. Rebuilt the carburetor, so this has got, it had to have a really good clean out. It was all, again, locked solid with rubbish. But once I got the rubbish out, it wasn't scratched or really badly damaged or anything. New jet on it, pretty much new everything. What else did we do? Yeah, cleaned up the manifold because that was also full of rubbish and debris. That involved a lot of messing around with Coca-Cola and that got really messy. That was ridiculous. And there you go, so that's the engine. And it came up pretty nicely. Most importantly, it works. This guy's been a fantastic help as well, haven't you, Jack? Yep. And Fluffy's also happy to lend a hand, aren't you? Lend a paw. Yeah. A great bunch of lads, these. Okay, so that's my rambling, incoherent recap attempt. So let's have a look what happened yesterday when we tried to fire her up and see what she sounds like. Okay, I think we're about ready to start this. Just tested the electronic ignition and it's working, so we've got sparks on all 4 of these. It sounds fine, it's rotating really freely, there's no squeaks or grinding, it turns over really just like a normal car. It's amazing really, considering what it was like 6 months ago. So I think we'll just get the fuel can on here and crank it over a bit with the spark plugs out to pull some fuel, make sure it's coming into the nice new Polish fuel filter through the nice new Polish fuel lines. And then we'll put the plugs in and try it for real. Battery would be useful. Get the battery. Okay, can of petrol. There's about 5,000 zlotys of petrol in here. Should be enough. Okay, it's not going to go anywhere. Alright, let's see if we can get some fuel into that. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. I think we're good. Right, we'll put the plugs back in and get some children to help us. I'll turn it off first. Good idea. Well, would you believe kids aren't that interested, so you're just stuck with me. Alright, so where are we? Got fuel in the filter. What about the choke? Is that open or closed or what? How do I know? I think that's open, so I've got to keep the choke open somehow. I have not the cable. So, where cables are absent, they can be replaced with cable ties. Or even just a piece of wire. Perfect. Okay. What's the throttle doing? It's just there, isn't it? No. We might need this positive terminal, I suppose. Could be useful. Right. Give it some. Wow! Wow! I think we'll try that again. Oh my god. Oh. Too much? It's just the oil from, you know, getting it going again. A little less choke, I think. We'll choke out to there. It's a very warm day, you see, so let's try that a third time. Or is it the fourth time? Let's go. Believe it. Oh. Can't run it too much because it's air cooled, and BL didn't design it to be air cooled, but this one is. Oh my god, he works again. It smells so good. That's crazy. I don't know, I've never done this before. I just watched a lot of YouTube and then kind of tried it. Wow. Amazing. Ow. Again. I thought I was going to be at this all day, but no, which is bad news because it means now I've got no excuse. I have to go to the garden centre later. Oh man, This is 98 octane as well. This is really good fuel. I don't believe it. Come on, let's have a look at that. Look at this. Look at that. She's just blowing rings. What an exhaust system. Oh yes. So this was a rusty old Allegro with busted everything, but now it's a rusted old Allegro with a working engine, and it's the 1275 as well, so should be a good one. Oh man. 1300 super, and it is pretty super, isn't it, my old girl? Excellent. And again, one more time. Just beautiful. Oh, I think we'll have to get a clutch on this and take it for a drive. So it's a big difference, isn't it? The difference between a runner and a non-runner. It now feels like a new project again, except this car doesn't have quite so much work to do on it, obviously, because we did so much on the engine. So it feels like a fresh start. And so the question is what to do next. Well, I suppose the next thing to do is just replace my actual daily driver, which died a few months ago, and I still haven't replaced it because I've just been messing around with old Austin Allegro. So priorities. And then after that, I think we'll get a radiator. We'll hook up the cooling, get the cooling system going, see what the engine's like when it's hot. Is it still a smoky? Just see, yeah, just try and maybe drive it. So we'll do this clutch job as well. Try and get the Land Rover clutch working on it. Then we can go up and down the drive. We can also just do the brakes as well. Yeah, why not? Set the brakes up, get a brake pump, get some new lines. It's basically a working car, isn't it? At that point, we'll really have to look at the bodywork. I think we'll probably send it somewhere professional, and they can just deal with it, because there's things like around the wind, you know, the windscreen is all kind of corroded there, and so I don't fancy that kind of stuff at all. I'd rather outsource that. And get the suspension done. Probably right at the end, get the suspension done, and then, yeah, we're already talking 2030, I think. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching if you got this far. If you didn't get this far, thanks for watching. You can subscribe, you can like, you know, it's allowed. You can leave a comment if you must. And see you in another 6 months, I guess. Bye.